Hey everyone, welcome back to the next episode. I think we're now on chapter 6. This would be episode 7 for those of you keeping count. Yes, I had to take off my second glove. Wait, I had to look down at my hands. I think I only have 5 fingers still. So yeah, we're on the second hand now for chapters. I guess we've been on the second hand for episodes. Anywho, regardless of that nonsense. Welcome back for yet another episode. I appreciate you showing your wonderful, pretty face here. This one's going to be a fun one. I'm actually kind of excited for this because it's a little bit of a change of pace. It's not, I guess it's kind of grindy. All the chapters are a little grindy, right? That's Minecraft in itself. I don't think Minecraft would be fun if it wasn't a little bit of grindy, but it's a little bit different. We'll get into that in just a sec, but because this one's a little different, it's going to afford us some time to do a little bit of cleanup. We have some pretty pipes, and I'm actually, if you look right above my head, when I cleaned up that line, it looks like I forgot to reattach some pretty pipe right there. So I think maybe one of our lines might not have quite the right pipe system going on, so I'm going to have to fix that. I'm also going to fix this pipe system right here. If you notice, for some reason, even though that tank right there is full of the unobtrusive waste, for some reason it's not making its way into that fuel tank. So we're going to take a look at that. I'm probably going to replace these brass pipes with some pipes mod now that we can use that. That's exciting. I'm also going to replace some of these pretty pipes behind me with the pipes mod, because we can use the items pipes mod to replace that, like the Coke line back there. I'm pretty sure with the filters, they work a lot better than the pretty pipes. So I can finally fix that line. So we're not really, like, look at it right there. It's stuck. It's stuck yet again. It just keeps getting stuck. Every time it jump starts, it gets stuck, and then I have to go manually fix it. So let's go take a look real quick. Whoa, make myself sick here. See, yeah, if you look at the top there, it's on stage 2. It gets itself stuck and then it won't work and we run out of silicone for a while. So that's ugly. But now that we have these cool little calculation machines, we can get the pipes going. So I'm going to do that like very first before we even start on this chapter. That way this line's a bit more reliable. But before we get going on that, I wanted to take a look at this chapter with you. This one's going to be kind of fun. Basically, we have a bunch of these templates. Now, each one of these are casts that we're going to be pouring some liquid stuff into, right? So they're made from brass sheets. And that's pretty simple. We just take brass sheets into the stone cutter, and then we can make all of these. So we'll make all those, and then we get some of this fluid. And the way we get this fluid is by using that same the abstruse waste that we used last chapter, and then melting a bunch of the calculation mechanisms which we created last chapter, and we'll get this liquefied logic. And then if we pour that over those casts, then we can get all these different numbers. So using these numbers, we then do some simple logic, and in some autocrafters, we get our pick, right? We get to choose what we want. So we can use the deployers. We can do it this way. So we throw a 2 on a depot, and then we put, say, the factorial in a deployer, and then we'll get a 2 down here. That's kind of a bad example. Oh, here's a fun one. If we put a 4 on a depot, the square root 1 in the deployer, then we'll get the 2. So we have a lot of freedom in how we want to do this. Not only do we have the freedom in what kind of math we want to do to get our outcome, but also which type of crafting we want to do. We can do deployers. We can do mechanical crafters. We can do basic crafting using these auto crafting tables, because now we finally have access to these as well. We were being gated with the ME controller, which we can do because we have this calculation machine, which, as you can see, holding in my hand here. That's fun. And then we could also, if we really wanted to, we could set up a whole little crafting system with applied energetics and then use some patterns and we could create them that way, right? So let's say I wanted to make 4. So here's all of our options. We could do 4 modulus 5, 4 modulus 7, 4 modulus 8, 9, 6 minus 2, 2 plus 2, 1 plus 3. Look at all these options. Basically, any kind of arithmetic you could think of using basic mathematical operators, we can do that. The possibilities are limitless. We can even use the power, which in programming world, that's a caret. Don't ask me why it's called a caret, it just is. What I want to do is I want to set up a bunch of these auto-crafting tables. They're kind of expensive, not going to lie. It's a lot of iron in crafting tables. I mean, look at that. So you need, first off, you need the basic crafting table, which is a bunch of compressed iron. And then you got to turn that into an auto-crafting table, which is a bunch more compressed iron. We definitely have the EMC to do this, so that's not a big deal. It's just, do I want to set up that many? Because you can only do 1 autocraft per. Or, come with me. Do we just set up a bunch here? I think actually that's the way I'm going to go. Because I can just set up a few gauges here and just use this wall. I mean, we already have the system. It's by far the cheapest. And yeah, I think I'm going to do that. All right, before we get started on this week's activities and all the fun, nerdy math stuff, I wanted to go over a few other things. One being, actually, there's a few things you may notice if you're keen-eyed. One being the schematic cannon behind me. I have something exciting planned, something special that I'd like to do. It's quite a big project, and in order to do that, I'm going to need to gather a lot of materials. If we just take a look at this, it's 6 pages of quite a bit of stuff. Most of it I can gather out of the schematic, out of EMC, so like spruce wood and stone. Some of it, the smooth stone, I'll just have to smelt a bunch of stuff. Some of it, like the flowers, is just decoration, and I don't have access to yet, but I can probably get, so it's not going to be a big deal. It's just going to be a little bit of work to gather it all up, but I'm pretty excited. I think it's going to be really cool, and I think you guys will enjoy it. So I hope that it turns out as well as I think it is, and I'm just really excited for you guys to see it. Also, if you look on the left side there, I did end up creating a jetpack finally. Last episode, I had mentioned that we now have access to power, and I have power being sent directly to my persons, directly to myself. And with that, I can have the jetpack, and then it'll just automatically get the energy that it uses, the FE that it uses, will be just refilled automatically through that FE that the power is creating. It stores 30 million, so it took forever to fill up, and it will take forever to use. And as you see, when I was hovering, this is without me pushing anything. I do slowly come back down. That's because the jetpack from Iron Jetpacks, that's the mod, there's different tiers. The higher the tier, the less that you fall back down gradually, but you do still fall back down. So as I go up in tiers, that will be less of a problem. Right now we're on tier 4. As we progress through the chapters, we'll just keep upgrading, just like we're doing with power, the power equipment. So not a big deal, but it's really exciting. And I can turn on and off hover. I need to work on obviously getting some of these charms, or whatever they're called, trinkets, so that I can negate fall damage. I think it's either the bunny hoppers or the kitty slippers. I can't remember which one. One of these lets me negate fall damage because thanks to being able to, the jetpack, if I don't have hover on, I just fall back down as normal, and I do take fall damage, so that's not a good deal. But I can, as you see, the T there, that's the throttle. I can turn that up and down. With it set to 100%, it's a bit touchy, and you shoot a little too far when you don't mean to. So I like to shoot it down or bring it down a bit. But also, I've done a little bit of work now that we have access to the pipes mod. So I noticed we're going to be needing some of these nether stars, so I went ahead and moved out the experience and the nether stars into compacting drawers. These were getting a little overflow with experience, so I'm now piping them into here and just automatically compacting them. And then I upgraded the storage just because we had so much. I'm never going to need this much. Look at it, that's 15,000 experience. That's crazy amounts. Like, let's see, I'm at 29. If I use this whole stack on myself, that's, I guess it was only 2 levels. The higher you go, right, it's exponential, but whatever. It's a lot of experience. We only have 27 stars. We need them for this chapter. I believe it's here for the crystal matrix ingot. We need 2 per. So because of that, I think what I'm going to do is set up another mob cage right next to it and have those push into the drawer as well. And then also, I only have the speed 1 upgrades in here, so I'm going to upgrade these as well. And that should be enough stars, I think, for automation on here. Also, we now have access to the hostile neural networks, so I can also set up some of those if we start falling behind on stars. I don't think we will, because these, I mean, I use quite a few of them throughout the chapters, right? But I'm not trying to min-max how many I can create. I just use what I need to do the next chapter, you know what I mean? This is more about just trying to complete everything within 365 days. This isn't about like the most efficient min-max setup I can do. Maybe if I keep doing this world, I may eventually set that up. And I could have a huge network of hostile neural networks set up. And if that's the case, then I'll revisit it and I'll do it again. But I also redid this line because these were, if you remember, I was having such a big deal filtering with pretty pipes, but using the pipes mod with this advanced pipe upgrade filter, oh man, it works like a charm now. Look at that. No problems at all. This doesn't ever back up. I did have a problem where I accidentally messed up my coke line back on like chapter 1 line way over there, or chapter 2 line. So I had to fix that, but it's back up and running. I upgraded these fluid pipes, so this abstruse fluid, or the abstruse waste, is now much more efficiently getting piped into all of my smelters. So that's good. And also up into these spouts to create my my circuits. So yeah. All right, I think it might be go time. We might finally have everything. I can't get most of these flowers, but I'm not super worried about it. Vines, yeah, I'm missing vines, flowers, and then these lanterns. Lanterns I don't care about because the whole point of this project is I'm going to make custom lanterns. So all right, I think that's it. Oh, it's go time, friends. Let's go. Let's make a backup just in case I really foobar this. This is the one. This one's gonna work. Are we ready? Let's go. That is the one. I'm excited. I really hope it works. Okay, just real fast interlude something. I extended the wall and I wanted to just kind of move things around a bit. This over here, these are all raw ingredients and they may keep going this way. And these are all recipes, cooked ingredients, whatever you want to say. Okay. I want to add more and more. I could do AE and get into crafting that way, but I'm actually really enjoying this. So I'm just going to keep going with it. It's a little more work and it's way slower. But I like it. And so I'm going to keep playing with it for a bit until it just becomes too slow. Like, as you can see right now, we have way too many packages just like flying above. So I need to add a few more crafters, I think, and that should help. But anywho, I just wanted to throw that out there. This wall is expanding so that I can add more connections. And it's cool when you need to move something, you just go here, go to move, and then you just boink right where you want it. Makes it super easy. And the connections that are going to and from it just stay connected to it. They move with it. So that makes it really nice. Just thought I'd share that real quick. All right, after a bit of foobarring everything up, I finally got this working with 2. So here's how I did it. It works better if you just have one crafter, I think, coming in, because the same problem that we had with the repackager. If you have multiple packages coming from different addresses, these will get confused and then they'll never repackage together. So we have one crafter. He puts them all into here. These know when it has all of the packages it needs for a specific address, it'll repackage it, and then like if this one gets it, it'll send it down this line to this packager and then to this crafter, and then same for this one over here. It seems to mostly prefer this one unless it's behind, and then it'll, as you saw right there, it'll start using this one. So if we just kind of stand here and watch, you'll see the left one gets used the most. But then the right one does get used occasionally too. So this line, there was so much chaos. It was bad. But also because I kept running out of resources because I'm using so much EMC or so much gold, iron, and all that for stuff. Notice I have my new line set up to do the compressed iron, gold, and diamonds so that I can do these upgrades. I got tired of doing those by hand. So I set up those auto crafts. So I set up this funny looking thing. It's basically a controller access point that feeds into our network, and then each one of these is just a different item. This one's gold, iron, this one's empty right now, stone, and then diamond. So, and that just keeps these stocked for the most part. Right now I'm using a lot of these, so that's why they're low or empty, but they'll catch up. I used a bunch of these. I now have netherite armor all the way around, so that's why a lot of these are empty. And then I also want to do a bunch of upgrades for pipes mods, and that's why those are empty. Like these are just standard pipe right now, but eventually those will be upgraded. So yeah, that's what we're doing. All right, here's this. This is quite the mess. It's hard to express how much chaos I've gone through to get to this point, but this is what I've finally ended up with. It seems simple, but I've tried so many different variations of this. The problem you have is that in order to make these, let's just go to say 4. You have to have it in this specific order, right? It has to be from left to right. It can't be any other order in order to use these mechanical crafters, right? So in order to use these factory gauges, let's just throw one up here. And then let's grab these, for example. Okay, so if I put 3, 8, I just said those backwards, but that's okay, and minus in here. Right, I want to make 5 out of these. Okay, so if I come in here and I say 5, now the way you normally would do this is you create the connection. So I want a connection there, I want a connection there, and I want a connection there. Notice it just sets them in any random order. You cannot change this order, and there's no button here that says to craft them from whatever, like these other ones say. I forget let's just go over there. Like these ones say use mechanical crafting, right? And it'll automatically set it in the correct order for you. These ones don't say that. So I don't know if that's just a bug or something in the config I need to change. I'm not sure what that is, but these don't have that. So I tried sending them and they just break. They won't go through the crafter normally. So I couldn't use these to automate it. So I had to use this setup. Now maybe this is done by intention. Maybe Goldie, they wanted, or he wanted, or they wanted this done that way so that it made it harder on you, so you couldn't automate them with factory gauges. Also, in a test world, I used applied energetics autocrafting setup to try and do it, and that also does not work, FYI. So what we're left with, hey, my boots are still on. I forgot to hold up. We have all netherite armor, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that, but so what we're left with is this monstrosity. And also, you see something back there. We'll get to that in just a second. But yeah, we're left with this. I don't think this might not be the best way. It's probably not the best way. I'm sure there's better ways. But for now, this is the best way I could come up with. Essentially, these molds or these casts, the only numbers you can make are 3 and 8. And then you can make a bunch of operators. So knowing that you can make 3 and 8, I have those just auto crafting to these 2 drawers. Okay. And then I have every other number up here, and I have a combination of different math operations to get these. It was a lot of trial and error because, for example, I had 8 minus 6 to get 2, and then 8 minus 2 to get 6. Well, at first it didn't dawn on me that there's a flaw in that, but the problem with that is that the 2 would get used to make the 6, and then immediately the 6 would get used to make the 2, and so it just kept going back and forth. So that wasn't going to work, so I had to switch it up. And then I was also trying to take advantage of how when you make these all one crafter, essentially, it's easier for your pipe network in the back. You quiet down. So I was trying to put as many of these in a row as possible. So notice I only have one plus operation, and then all the rest are minus. And then I have mostly 8s. These are 5s. I don't actually have any 3, which is kind of funny. I originally started with mostly 8s and 3s, but then I just kept running into roadblocks. Eventually settled on this. So 8 minus 3 gets us the 5. I think that's this one right here. Yeah. So this one gets us the 5. There was a lot of 5s, obviously, because we have a plethora of 8 and 3s. So then those 5s are used up there to get a bunch of numbers. And then we use 6 down here to get 2 because it's... Yeah. Anyways, you can come up with your own different way of doing this. Here, let me step back so you can see all of them. These are what I ended up going with. If you see them appear to be stuck, it's because, it's because I have iron downgrades in these drawers. And so it's not that it's stuck, it's just there's no room for it. So it's just waiting. Once a 0 gets used, then this will plop in there and it'll go. And same with the 2 and the 5. And so this has been running for a little bit, and it's finally getting backed up on some of the numbers. It's going to take a while though. Like 7, we still only have 1 because how does it get 7? 8 minus 6. So it's still making all the 6s, and then it'll come use all those to make the 7s. And they'll go back to make all the 6s. And so it's just a pain. Hopefully I don't have another endless loop where it uses 1 to make 1 and then back to the other and then back forward. It's a pain. Anyway, that took way longer than I had anticipated or I care to admit, even though I did just admit it. Okay, and then on the back side, what we have here, shush, I told you, is I have the melters making those 2 digits and then just plus and minus. That's all I'm using. There's tons of others, of course. In the quest, you'll see there's all of these that we could have used. I was trying to keep it as simple as possible for time's sake. Maybe if I would have introduced more operators, it would have actually been quicker. Oh, and I just remembered I still actually need to make the true and false, which you can do pretty easily with the operator cast. Or no, wait, I'm sorry. I'm going to use the... What did I decide on? Now I'm trying to remember. The factorial. No, that's just back and forth. Yeah, the greater than. So you can make the greater than by crafting from the power. Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to actually set up one more of the melters. I'm going to make a bunch of these powers and then turn them into greater thans, and then use that to craft the truths and falses. Truths and falses. So there's still quite a bit of work to do there. from all my experimenting, here's all of the excess numbers that I have. It's crazy because I wanted to not make too many of these in excess. Yeah, as you can see, I kept trying to move it around and yeah, it just got out of hand, but we have lots of extras. So there we go. Oh, but back to this. So those are all attached to the functional storage network. This control access has access to them. So then it just pulls from here and goes up into all of those. And this actually doesn't need to be connected. And then, so that's how these get filled, is from the network right here. And then also those, what did I do here? I don't think I actually needed to feed into the network from these. I'm not sure why I did that. That doesn't matter. Oh, because I think I was going to have 3 and 5 up here. And so I thought I would just feed straight from the seared melters to here, and that would have worked, but it doesn't matter. So technically I don't need this pipe running to the access point, but it's working. I'm going to leave it alone. I may not have shown this before. This is for my mob farm here. The excess bones, anything that has EMC value that was in these chests gets fed to this condenser, and it's just condensing all that down into a dark matter, and then I just pull that out and put it into my EMC table. That's all that does. It just keeps the storage clean. Instead of having a bazillion bones in these, it just condenses it down into dark matter. That's all. Oh, and then I wanted this to go as fast as possible, so there's the high speed increase module, and then I also set up this pipe pressurizer, which when you give it a little bit of FE, it just increases the speed. As you can see, those numbers are just flying through the pipes now. Still probably would have been quicker with the pipes mod, but I felt like the filtering was a little easier because each one of these outlets has a filter in it. And I feel like Pretty Pipes does a really good job with that part of being able to identify each separate section, which filter I wanted. And so that's why I did it that way. Pipes mod probably would have been a hair quicker, but I don't care. These, as you watch the mechanical crafters, they take a sec to craft anyway, even on the highest RPM, so it's fine. It's good how it is. So that's where we're at now. This I was using to initially make the numbers because you can't do them on a basic crafting table. So I set up this guy just to make the numbers so that I could get started with the drawers and laying this out. Because you need to kind of seed it to get it going. Mostly just for my brain so I could figure out, okay, 8 minus 1 goes here. And then without the mechanical crafter running, the numbers would just sit in the crafter here so I could watch, or so I could see it as I was building it. But yeah, that's about it. This is still, oh nope, they're finally done. It made a bunch of pressed crafting tables for me. I was going to go that route to turn these into auto crafters, but it's so expensive, so I didn't go that route. So it's just kind of sitting here. Okay, so here's the final. We have the carrot, whatever, I forget, the power. Yeah, sorry, the power operator. Immediately gets turned into the greater than operator. That gets fed up here via filters to this guy. And then because I have the most of 3, 8, and 5, we went over this. The reasoning of 5 is because 8 and 3. Yeah, so I just have 5 is greater than 8. That is not true, so we get the false. And then 5 is greater than 3. That is true, so we get the true. So those will keep going until we get 64 of each of them. Oh, no, they won't. I need to put iron downgrades in those. So let's go do that real quick. There's 64 of everything. It just seems fitting to me. Okay. In the beginning, I was hinting at something big I was doing for this episode. I thought this chapter would be pretty quick. Spoiler alert, it was not. I'm still working on it. It's kind of been a pain in the butt trying to get the logic to work right. You'll see why, or you probably already have, but anywho, but I did want to do something special. I really appreciate the time and effort, maybe not so much effort. I don't know. I really appreciate the time those of you have put into watching these episodes that I've been putting out, and those of you that have subscribed. I really, really do appreciate that. It means a lot for me for you to subscribe and spend time watching videos that I put out. I really enjoy making these and editing them and sharing them with the world. So to give back, I wanted to do something special. It's not something huge. I'm not a builder and I did not design this tree myself, but I found it online and I felt it was fitting. It is the Tree of Life, and it is a very massive tree that I found online, and I'll have a plaque up in the front and give credit where credit is due. But that's where the schematic cannon came into play, as you see right there. I did schematic cannon it into place because it was very large, a lot of wood and leaves, and it took a long time. So while I was working on that over there, stupid project, this was coming into place. And then the part of giving back to the community, I decided to make these little lanterns, one for every subscriber of this channel. Those of you that share your name with the community, I have put your name on these signs. For those of you that that do share your names, your name is on the sign. And I really appreciate you subscribing to my channel. It means a lot to me. So here's a little tribute that I have given. Those of you that subscribe, it still means a lot to me. Just because you don't share your name, you also get a lantern. You just don't have a sign because I don't know who to dedicate it to, obviously. So if you see your name on the sign and you do not want me to share that with the community, then please let me know and I will take the sign off. But yeah, in total, right now there's 17, and that is crazy to me because not that long ago there was 0. So I really appreciate it. And look at that. It's already filling out the tree. It looks so good at night. Oh my gosh, I love it. It makes my little automation workspace here look tiny, doesn't it? So I'm going to put some more effort into putting a cool building around all of this to match the tree, because the tree looks very out of place right now. I know that. I'm aware. But still, doesn't it look cool? It's just like floating in midair. Oh, that's such a good tree. They did such a phenomenal job. So this tree I found on a Patreon page by some people. I don't know if it's a group or just a single person, but the name is Mazavili. I'm guessing that's how you say it. They do have a small YouTube channel, I think, where they just build some of the large structures that they sell. But on their Patreon page, they sell individual items, and then they also have subscriptions where you can sign up and you can pay to receive updates and lots of other items. And it's really cool because they give you schematics for different mods. So like the .mbt is what I did, and that works great with the schematic cannon. So all I had to do was throw it in here, and the schematic cannon automatically was able to place every single block. So, well, minus the flowers, which I didn't have because I didn't bone mill anything yet. But anyways, doesn't that not look amazing or what? I can't wait to just see lanterns everywhere. It might look a bit ridiculous, but that's okay. I'm going to put them on the ground too once we run out of branches. Thank you so much for subscribing and being a part of this growing community. I do greatly appreciate it. This sounds like an outro. This is not the end of the episode. If you notice down there, that behemoth is still under construction. It was nighttime, and I finally finished putting up the lanterns, and I just wanted to show off the tree while it was dark because it looks so good. But all right, back to what I was doing. Okay, so we have 0 through 9, and then true and false as filters. Let me just double check. That's 0 through 9, and then true and false. So all of those are going to go into here. Okay, so now that we have this set up, oh, I accidentally threw a brick in there. Yeah, we got seared stone in there. Let me get that out real quick. Okay. Should have a clean slate. Now, we have a tank full of abstruse waste. Okay. We have a 5 by 5 by 3 smeltery, which gives us enough to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 18 different items. We only need 10, 11, we only need 12. So we have plenty. Our abstruse waste is full, obviously. It's coming from, I have the pipe running underground. It's coming from the same controller that's feeding these. Now, I do have this up here. That actually would have made more sense, huh? Yeah, I'm going to clean this up real quick. Let's just do that. So that's items, that's tank. Okay, nothing's connected yet. All right, so in here I have a filter. I have all 9 of them plus true and false on that filter with the diamond. The only reason I have the diamond upgrade is just because of the filtering. I don't need the speed, but that'll be nice as well. Each one of these has their own cute little thing. That's right, it goes into the square hole. 5 nights? Har har har. Ah, reference to Freddy's. Arguably the best number. Nah, I'd say 3 is that. 7 human souls are required to shatter the barrier. The largest single digit number. Okay. It is true that you enjoy this pack. It is false that Fortnite is better than Minecraft. That's all very true. Okay, this... Wait, liquid... Wait. Go back. Okay, so liquefied computation matrix bucket. Liquefied computation matrix. We don't have that yet. What we do have is... Wait, what do I have in my hand? Logic of 8. I just have 8. Oh, yep. So as you can see there, my numbers are skewed a bit. I'm missing some trues and some falses. Here's the problem. I don't know how. I have this thing set to round robin right here, but I don't really know how to make it choose that. It's very hard. Oh, okay. So once we have everything, it'll turn itself into liquefied. Okay. So maybe I just don't worry about it. I mean, it's going to be skewed. There's going to be a lot of extra numbers in here. We're always going to have way more 8s and 3s, I feel like, because those are just constantly being made right here. Right? Maybe it just will work out. Although, what if we start can it just... Is there like a maximum? That'd be kind of nice if I could be like, okay, I only will allow a blot of a certain number. Like there's already almost 2 buckets of 3. But then the rest are all pretty even. Well, sort of. I don't know. But we have 10 buckets of this, so that's really good. Don't drink the matrix. Create the matrix alloy by putting all of the previously created liquids into a single smeltery. That's for you to figure out how to get the matrix in the bucket. All right, I think I did. I think we're okay. Now we just got to combine those with this. Oh, I need to get this going. I'm going to use my frog ports for this. So let's go do that real quick. This is just diamonds and nether stars. And at the beginning of the episode, jeez, it's so cluttered over here now. Everything I touch just turns into clutter. Ask my wife, she'll agree. I started this episode by getting another wither and then upgrading both of them with speed 3s maxed out, right? So now we have 326 stars. That should be plenty, hopefully. So over here on the wall of awesomeness, we're gonna set up some more gauges. So we need a gauge to keep track of our stars. So you want to keep track of those. Check. All right. Now over here, we need these lattices. Put next to TNT man. So you need to make these. To do that, you need a connection to diamonds. Perfect. And we'll hit this. So it needs 5 diamonds. Send it to crafter 1 and let it rip. Oh wait, and how many do we need? Let's just keep 64 of these. It's always a good number. Ba-boom, look at that. And now to make you, we just need those with the nether stars. So let's put one more right next to you. Actually, I want to move you over. Then put you right here. So you are this, and you are this. Yep. And you are crafter 1. Yep. And we want to keep 32. Whatever. Okay. Let's see. Put that in there. And then go like this. Yeah. Oh, look at that, dude. That's cool. Oh, that gets reused? Wait. Hold up. Okay, before we go explore that, but look at this thing. Is that not the coolest looking thing? Called a computation matrix. Pretty sweet looking. Look at that thing. That's close to the end of the chapter, and oh boy, did I misjudge this chapter. I was like, oh, these are simple. Look, it's just a bunch of schmeltering of stuff. Oh boy, this has been kind of a nightmare trying to do with base create. I think I could redo it with some other mods a little better, and I might. I don't know, we'll see. Right now we're just focused on finishing, and I'm almost at day 200. Holy cow. But look at this thing. Focus. This thing is cool looking. Oh, that's so cool. I like it. Oh, no, that's not working. Anyways. Yeah, I like it. I really like that thing. Now, let's come back to here. What's going on with this? Does that not get used up? I guess not. It says, let me go back to that. Cast item can be reused in later recipes. So I guess it just stays in there and always, yeah? So if I, by chance, set up this, okay, so lock it, add it to the network, pull it from the, what's that? The east. Okay. Oh, that's clean. That's real clean. Look at that. Now let's add a downgrade. Keep 64 in stock. Ah, there we go. Okay. I wonder how long. Well, hopefully we use this matrix for something else, because I have a bunch of them being made. What's left over here? So we have that, we have that. Now we just need to make this guy, which is 2 of those and some magnets, which we already know how to make. That's pretty easy. Bring our line out like this. I think we're there. Okay, I think we're there. We're right here. We have everything in a line. We got 2 calculation matrices, and then a chromatic resonator, a magnet basically, right? So I think everything's here. Everything's powered, ready to roll. 64 of those, yeah. Everything's set. I turned this off temporarily because, yeah, we just don't have the ingots right now. We are running so low on the liquefied logic. And all of it stems to, I'm just getting sidetracked here, but all of it stems to these. I still haven't found a good way to release these equally to both sides. Maybe a timer. Oh, that's what I should do. Actually, here, let's fix this real quick. Oh, they both release them right at the perfect time. Okay. That's how we fix this. So we use this timer. Every 3 seconds, we release one. I like it. I like it a lot. It's sending a redstone signal up into here, but I don't think that's doing anything because it's not affecting this funnel. This drawer don't seem to care, so I'm not too worried about it. I think we're okay. I just don't want to, if it's too short, then if there's only one in the drawer, it always favors this right side here. And so then I get too many of the light ones and not enough of the dark ones. Does that make sense? So with this redstone contraption, we can pulse it. Yeah, this is going to work. I think 1 minute's too long though, because as you see, we're getting 8. It's building up pretty quick. I want to keep that around 2 to 4. So let's go down to 30. Actually, 10 might be just right. We're hovering right around 6 here. Okay, just to be safe, I'm going to put this at 20. And then I'm going to leave it. I think 20 might still be a hair too long, but that's okay. It's better to be safe than sorry. So at 20 seconds, this pulses, it releases the funnels, and then lets one out each side so that we don't get too many dark or light. And this guy should be getting caught. Yeah, look at that. We're at 31 already. Okay. I think it's time for us to finally, now that I got sidetracked, finally to get to this point. So all we have to do is go like that. Boom, look at that. There it is. It's really cool looking too. It's kind of like the sealed from like chapter 2 or 3, but it's shiny and it goes bling, 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 right? That's really cool looking, especially at night. And we got the tree in the background. Holy Toledos. It's pretty amazing. I really like it. Oh man, this chapter was been so much work. I really did misjudge this chapter, and I'm still not like 100% automated. I actually turned this off. Well, I turned it off by just disconnecting the input here because it's still not quite automated the way I want. I was getting way too many. Oh, as you can see there, I'm getting way too many 5s. And then not quite enough of the other stuff. So I need to figure out a better way. But for now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these build up. And then when there's 64 of each, like there was a little while ago. Ooh, almost fell in there. Oh, when there's 64 of each, I'm just going to manually toss them in. So, and then I'll work on getting that more automated later. Kind of like I did just now with the redstone and that the light and the dark. Whatchamacallits, but there we go. This bad boy's automated. So let's grab these. Oh, we definitely want a downgrade here. Okay. Let's see what the rest of the chapter has for us. I bet your factory's pretty big by now. If performance is starting to worsen, consider spreading out your assembly lines a bit. Now you have plenty of options to transfer everything wirelessly. Yes, I do. And that bad boy is automated, sort of. If I could put an asterisk instead of a check mark, I would. That's okay. And now we're at the Abstruse machine. Now the interesting parts begin. Why is that? These can be used to create the simplest of industrial machines. What does that mean? Well, let's go ahead and make this and we'll see what we can make with it. What is this? What the? What the? Oh no, not more of these. No, I don't want more. 6 divided by 0. Oh, you can't divide by 0. No wonder it's a blah, 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 because you can't divide by 0. That's bad, 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 bad. Well, maybe we'll break out this table. Just do this manually for now. We've been in this chapter just way too long. Where's it at? Yeah, let's grab this. Oh, you know what? We probably have enough to make our auto crafter. Basic auto crafting. What do we need? We just need blocks of compressed iron. All right, we can do that. We should have some of those set up here. Compressed iron. Basic auto crafting. Oh, look at that. We can make an auto crafting table using our crafting table. Okay. And you need a gate. Let's grab a gate for you. I'm gonna put you on the backside because I can. That's fun. All right. Now we need a 6. Oh, we need to set our division back up. Uh-oh. Thankfully, I do have a bunch already. Maybe I don't. I have enough stored up. It might be good enough for now. But we need a 6. And we need some zeros. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool looking. It's a missing no. Okay, Cube.js missing no. I have no idea what that's supposed to be, but it's fun. I like the texture on that. That's really cool. Well done. Well done. Now, how do I make this? It's just, oh, I should make a bunch of those then, it looks like. Okay. Go over to our handy dandy little deployer here. Toss them in. Oh, that's not right. How come? Oh, it's just, I see. Wait. Yeah, stripped logs with those. Why doesn't that work? Oh, I put the wrong thing in there. Oops. There we go. Now we get our abstruse casings. Okay, and then last but not least, boom! There she is! Finally! Completed this dang chapter. That thing's pretty cool looking. I mean, we've seen cooler, right? We've seen cooler, but oh, I didn't realize that. The texture is see-through in the middle. That's cool. You can see my hand through it. That's pretty fun. I like see-through textures and fun things like that. That's pretty cool. This is a great view. Too bad those stupid chain drives in the way now, but with the tower of mathematics in the background and then my giant tree of life, that's just pretty dope. We did good. We did real good. Thanks once again for joining me on yet another episode. This one was a chaotic one. I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, you're not going to see all the chaos because I couldn't leave it in. The video would probably be like, I don't know, 8 hours. Nobody wants to see that, right? I mean, maybe some point I will have a second channel where I just post all my videos and you can just watch them straight through like some people do with their live channel. That could be kind of fun, but to me, half the fun is editing with these YouTube videos. I really enjoy the editing part. It's a whole nother challenge in itself, but anywho, I really do appreciate you being here. Thanks for following along. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please do that. And when you do, you'll get your name up here on one of these cool lanterns. If you happen to see this video and you subscribe because of it, please do let me know what you like about the video, but also what color you'd like, because we can throw in, I mean, I don't have a huge choice of colors, but I could throw in basically any color block that I can make right now, which, you know, I'm limited, but let me know if it's frog lights or these illuminate lights or whatever. Just let me know and I will do my best to make that color or that type of block. But yeah, I appreciate you joining me. Like I said, like, subscribe, and comment down below, and let's have a fun discussion. And I'll see you again in the next episode. Love you, bye.